Welcome to Speed in Color, a podcast and YouTube channel about custom motorcycle culture. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to get all the latest content. You can also follow Speed in Color on Instagram. We hope you enjoy the show.
Hi there, how you doing? Welcome to Speed in Color. Want to talk to you about a show that Karen and I attended. Wow. I can't say enough good things. Fantastic show. In Regina, Saskatchewan. So for those of you who don't know much about Canadian geography or the prairies, that kind of stuff, Regina, Saskatchewan Saskatchewan is the middle of the prairies, and Regina is the capital city and as close to the center of the province as you could be. It is quite far south. I guess it's at about the same level as Winnipeg and Calgary, going across the prairies. It does get some pretty serious winter. It's out there on the prairies. There's not much around for mountains or anything else. It's pretty much farmland, and that's the way it is. They get some serious winter in Regina. Maybe not as much winter as Winnipeg. Definitely more winter than Calgary. But Regina is a nice little city. I think it's still a little city. It's rated as one of the most affordable cities to live in Canada. Has a great, culture going on and a great motorcycle subculture. Friendly people, some history, just all kinds of good things going on in Regina. I believe that's the home of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, the football team. Saskatchewanites, is that what they are? Saskatchewanites love their football, and they love their Saskatchewan Roughriders. Pretty cool. It's again, it's an interesting culture where the whole province, it's not just one city, the whole province loves that football team and supports them hugely. I would love to see them get an NHL team, because I don't think any hockey team would be nearly as supported as Saskatchewan. I think the folks in Saskatchewan would just go crazy for an NHL team. Anyway, I go on about that. I'm not going to. So Regina is out there, and I'll tell you first. There is this motorcycle show in Regina, Saskatchewan in February called the Deep Freeze Show. I don't know if it's the Deep Freeze or if must be the Deep Freeze Show. And I've heard about it. I think this was the third year for it. So I had heard about it. And this year, Karen and I decided to go out there. Now, I am going to, this is almost sort of a public service announcement or something. I want to tell you a story about going to Regina, which for those of you who don't know much about it or where it is, what it's like, this should give you an idea. Traveling out there in the CRV, we've got a 2025 Honda CRV, great little car, love it, SUV. Very nice, no issues there. But driving out to Regina, which from Calgary is a little more than 7 hours travel time, you throw in stop for snacks and a refill of gas, and you're an 8-hour trip, give or take. So we're driving out, and everything had been real good. I will tell you too, the weather was awesome this year. Boy, we nailed it. For a year to go to the Deep Freeze Show, we picked a real good one. There was no snow. The highways were bare. I think the temperature was Celsius, about 8 to 10. both days there and back. So real good traveling weather, no problem that way. But as we're driving out to Regina, I'd be driving along, and the cruise control, I'd get a message on the dash saying that the sensor in the front of the grille was obstructed or dirty, and the cruise control would kick off. And it was annoying. I said to Karen, I'm going to have to take it in. I don't know what's going on with this. And I had experienced it before, but going to Regina, it was pretty much like every 20 minutes, the cruise control would turn off. And if you stop and restart the vehicle, it would reset it. Or if you just kept driving, it would be, I'm going to guess, I never timed it, but I would guess it was 15 or 20 minutes that all of a sudden the code would clear, or the light would clear on the dash, and the cruise control would be working again. You could reset it. So it was unfortunate. I was trying to get really good gas mileage going out there and back, and this was annoying, and I didn't want to be pulling over to reset it, because if you pull over every 20 minutes, you're just going to kill your travel time. So that wasn't worth doing. And anyway, that's what was going on all the way there and all the way back. So I took it into my Honda dealer. And one of the gals from service that I've known for a long time, she came by and she said, what are you here for? And I said, I brought the CRV in. There appears to be a problem with the sensor in the front of the grille for the cruise control. It turns off after a while. And she said, about 20 minutes? And I said, yeah, give or take, about 20 minutes. She said, did you happen to go to someplace like Regina? And I thought that was a really strange question. And I said, as a matter of fact, that's exactly where we went, is Regina. And she said, yep, known problem. On the adaptive cruise control, now, I didn't know that you could run without adaptive cruise control. There is a way to switch it into just regular old cruise control where it doesn't sense anything. So in effect, it's not using that sensor behind the Honda logo on the grille. But I guess with the adaptive cruise control, if it doesn't see vehicles or signs for a period of time that appears to be about 20 minutes, the cruise control thinks, wait a minute, I must be blind, I'm not seeing anything, there's a problem with the system. Well, that's what traveling to Regina is like. You go for long stretches, and I mean, this was happening repeatedly. You go long stretches, because it's a divided highway, you don't see anybody on the other side, you're not passing cars. There's very few people going the same way you are, much less people coming at you, and no road signs or anything. That's the other thing that apparently adaptive cruise control looks for, is road signs on the highway. So this is a known problem. So if you have a Honda with adaptive cruise control and you find yourself in this situation where it keeps shutting off on you, it may not be the sensor. It may not be an actual fault issue with the vehicle. It's simply the software that says, if I don't see anything for a period of time, then there must be something wrong with the system. Anyway, they did the latest software update, and it's supposed to make it less sensitive, or maybe it makes it more sensitive. I don't know what it does, but it's supposed to buy you some time. I don't know if it's going to work. I'll have to try it, and I have to dig in and find the instructions of how to turn off the adaptive cruise control, the ACC, and just use it in old-fashioned cruise control mode. So that, like I say, if you've never traveled from Winnipeg to Regina, or from Calgary to Regina, that's kind of what the trip is like. You're not going to encounter a whole bunch of stuff. But we had a great trip to the Deep Freeze show, and let me tell you about the Deep Freeze show. We got there Friday night. The show was on Saturday. We got in Friday night, and I had checked to see if there was anything going on the Friday night. And there was kind of a hospitality check-in, pre-party, whatever you want to call it, at Pile o' Bones Brewery. Their Pile of Bones is the sponsor a sponsor of the event, and they were having a get-together there. So we headed over. I got to tell you about Pile of Bones. What a great place. What a great place. It's down in the trendy part, one of the trendy parts of Regina. It's not far from the stadium where the Rough Riders play. It was fairly close to the venue for the show. We went in, lots of parking, nice place. We went in. There's pinball machines. The seating's good. It's a sort of a typical craft brewery, I guess. It's not fancy or anything, but it was nice. It was clean. There was no issues that way. We sat down, got the menu. Menu's great. There's all kinds of, well, first, the beer is excellent. The brew that I had was really, really nice. Appears to be very popular. The menu, and I love this about a lot of craft breweries now, they have restaurants with menus that are really different. There's some really different stuff on there. So we had Drunken Fries and Drumstick Dynasty. I guess it's their version of chicken wings. I don't want to downgrade it. They were fantastic. They were kind of like the drumstick part of a wing or of drumsticks, I guess. So not wings. But they were plump little guys with a lot of meat on them, and the seasoning, the rub that they put on them was great, and the dipping sauce was fantastic. And the Drunken Fries were really good. What can I tell you? If you're going to Regina, when you get there, after you've dealt with your cruise control going on and off all day, go to Pile of Bones, sit down, have a beer, enjoy, and relax. Just a great place. So shout out to Pile of Bones, and thanks for being a sponsor of the Deep Freeze show, because that's how we found you. So that's what we did Friday night. Saturday, we went to the show. The show, and I'm going to tell you, this show, as far as I'm concerned, the four organizers, the four folks who put this together, have absolutely nailed this show. This is one of those shows that I just find so good. They've really captured everything to make this show special. Now, it's not a big show. It happens in the dead of winter. It's not a huge show by any means. And there are lots of other great shows out there. But what makes a show great is when organizers have a personality to the show, and they have a location, and the people, it's an attraction, and they get, good people. There's certain things, and it doesn't matter if it's a show the size of Born Free California or a show the size of Deep Freeze. They just get the right components, the right characteristics to make it a really good show. Some of the things about the Deep Freeze show. So the location is a neat area in Regina there, this facility, this block, if you will, is called the docks. I take it because there's loading docks there. It appears to be a fairly historic kind of building. The interesting thing is that the show happens on two different levels. So there's the main level where the loading docks are, and that would be, they had the DJ up there and tattooing and some vendor booths and a good assortment of motorcycles up there. But then you go out the side, down a ramp, and into this little market area where there's, a coffee shop, if you will. It's out in the open, but there's a coffee vendor who is there, I take it, every weekend or all the time, whatever. And there's a market kind of set up there with different foods, and they seem to specialize in hot sauces and rubs and a bunch of stuff like that. So, a unique offerings in that location. So you walk through that section, which is in the basically the center of the show, and over to the other side of the building where you have the rest of the deep freeze show, and that's at ground level. So you have two different levels, two different parts of the show. Honestly, I found the main level was a lot more active. There was a lot more action going on. There were more people. There was a bar there serving Pile of Bones beer. There was stuff happening there. It seemed to me to be louder, possibly a little more crowded. But going down to the lower level, while there was a good turnout, there was lots of people there, but going down to the lower level seemed quieter and more subdued and more relaxed for looking at the bikes. And geez, how do I say this? Not to offend anybody, obviously, but I found there was let's say there was a different quality of bike down in that lower area than there was up on the upper area. There were a couple Honda CB choppers there that were absolutely fantastic. I mean, show bikes, don't get me wrong here. They were very, very cool. Paint and chrome and the way they were built and the front ends and everything. Really, really nice choppers. But down in that lower level, there was more of a mix. There was some different stuff. It just showed there were a couple drag bikes that were really, really nice. It just showed differently. It was kind of a different vibe down there. And maybe it's because the DJ wasn't there and the music wasn't cranked, and there was a bar there serving beer as well in that other level. But it made for a really interesting show, and that's what I mean about location, is this docks facility with the two different levels, the market in between, a place to sit down and get a coffee and a pastry, whatever you wanted to do, made it really, really special that way. In terms of motorcycles, apparently, and you'll hear the organizers talk about this a little bit in a minute, but they did downsize the show a little bit this year, the number of bikes, because they wanted more room for people to be able to see the bikes, and it absolutely worked. There was a lot of room to get around them, to get pictures. It was really, really good. So in total, there's only 27 bikes. And this is the type of show, this show really reminds me of the Kickstart show that used to happen in Calgary. And unfortunately, Ill-Fated Customs doesn't do the Kickstart show anymore. I would love to see somebody pick up a show like that. Basically, what Kickstart did and what these folks are doing is you apply to have your motorcycle in the show. And they select, they're not necessarily looking for the absolute best motorcycles. What they're looking for is a variety, is a mix. They want to present some vintage and some choppers, and they don't want it, well, I'm assuming they don't want it to be all Harleys, but neither is it all Japanese or anything like that either. So, yeah, really, really, really good location, good sponsorship. Part of what they do at the Deep Freeze show is they give away, this year they gave away 2 motorcycles. They had 2 shovel heads. One was a chopper kind of deal. Nice bike. Obviously, these things aren't new. The chopper, I think, might have been hardtailed. It was kind of cool. Certainly something a guy could ride and have fun with, or a great base to put your own spin on it, guy or gal. And the other one was pretty much a stock, and I forget the year. Doesn't really matter, but they sell tickets on the draw to help fund the show and cover expenses and everything. And then they give these bikes away. And again, there's a clip coming up here of the whole giveaway process. And it happens at 5 o'clock in the afternoons. You've had the show going on all day. You have the draw at 5 o'clock. Everybody's there because you have to be there to, if they draw your name, you have to be there to get the thing. So they have this really big draw at 5 o'clock and excitement, and it's crowded and it's noisy and it's great. And then the show goes on till midnight, which is kind of cool. And they bring in some food, and everybody has a good time, and it's a little bit of a party thing. So again, that's kind of a unique thing, the show till midnight. Certainly a lot of other shows don't go that late. This one did. So you've got location. It's really what most people would consider out in the middle of nowhere. Although it is in the city of Regina, it's a ways from everything. And speaking of that, there was a leather shop there, and I forget their name, and I apologize for that. D&C Leather Works. Anyway, you'll see a short video clip of them in what I'm going to show you here. But a leather works company from Winnipeg, Northern Springers from north of Winnipeg. I don't know exactly what town he's in. But he was there with his springers. If you're looking for a Springer front end and you're in Canada, well, even if you're in the U.S. or wherever, I know tariffs right now. We got this whole tariff thing we have to deal with, and with anything steel, it could cause an issue for you. But the Springer front ends that this man builds they are beautiful. They are fantastic. So really, really great little Canadian company doing that. So Northern Springers was there, and there were a couple other vendors there, and I don't want to leave anybody out, but it was a really good mix. Sorry, that's what I was saying is Northern Springers is from north of Winnipeg, and I believe they loaded up in the snow and drove through some, not really nasty weather, but certainly some winter conditions to get there. Ill-Fated Customs from Calgary made the trip. We passed their trailer on the highway. Again, the weather was really good for them going out, but that's not necessarily the case. So this year was good. They were there. So you've got location, you've got time of year, February. What do you do if you're a motorcycle enthusiast in February? There's just not much going on, and this is just a great chance to get out and see some bikes and be with like-minded people and have some fun and everything. So it really worked out well. And I think it probably works out well for a lot of people across the prairies. You've got the venue is perfect. Great venue. The size of the show for what these people are doing they nailed it. The number of bikes, I would say anywhere between 27 and 35. I'd never do more than 40, but that 27 to 35 is the sweet spot, I think, for this kind of show. The sponsors, the beer, the food, the giveaway bikes, they just absolutely have nailed this show. And we're going to go back next year. I'm excited for them. I think they're doing a great job. So that is the Deep Freeze show, a truly Canadian event. I got to tell you, it is very much a Canadian culture kind of thing. It was a great time. Thank you to everybody at Deep Freeze. For those of you listening to this on the podcast, this is going to get kind of dull, although I did find good music to go with the clips from the show. You're not going to get to see the clips from the show, so like I say, this isn't going to be super entertaining for you from here out. There is audio track of the bike giveaway and stuff, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm finding out that podcast audio only and doing video doesn't always work out that well. For those of you watching this on YouTube, please take a look at the clips. I tried to capture as many of the bikes and as many different angles as I could. I captured the whole bike raffle giveaway, and hopefully you'll find it entertaining and see some cool bikes there. That's it for me for this episode. Really appreciate you being here. Really appreciate the Deep Freeze show, the 4 people who organize it, Pile of Bones Brewing. Super appreciate you guys. Everything's good. And Regina, we can't wait to be back. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. And Apple Podcasts is bringing video on board. That's going to be exciting. So watch for us to do something with that. Hey, that's it for now. We will see you soon. Thanks for being here. You take care.
Elias. We started Deep Free Show 3 years ago now. We kind of emulated the show after Mama tried, after we went down to Milwaukee and thought we need something like this back home in Canada. You go down, born free, quite a bit with the Moon Eyes, and kind of shows all over. You know, Canada has a bit of reputation in the motorcycle community. Saskatchewan's always had a rich motorcycle history and a reputation kind of countrywide. So we thought we'd try and just emphasize that in Regina. And it's certainly been proven just this last couple of years. People willing to drive to the middle of nowhere. Saskatchewan can be a hard sell in the middle of February, but I'm sure just haven't had an issue, surprisingly enough, getting people out and bringing bikes out. Yes, it's kind of how the show goes. We raffle a bike off every year to kind of help with the costs. And it's kind of fun to do. To be honest, we enjoy it. We've both been into motorcycles for about 15 years, riding all kinds of bikes, mainly Harleys, and building custom bikes. The show's been able to just bring a lot of friends together and meet a bunch of new people and just showcase the bikes, otherwise not too many themes. Yeah, we brought our friend Andy Wells and also like Dave Gregor have all like stepped up and kind of have a little team together and pull it off. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. And yeah, thanks everybody for coming out.
How was this year's show?
This year's show, definitely the most we've had out for sure. Yeah, busy all day. We kind of dialed a few less bikes to be able to just have a bit more people that kind of focus in on the bikes better instead of just making a parking lot. Pile of Bones Brewing in Regina has stepped up right from the first year to be our main beer sponsor and one of our only sponsors. Because of the raffle bike, we're able to do this kind of grassroots without a bunch of sponsors, which has been kind of a good thing. We can do kind of whatever we want. That's what it's about. Okay, if any you got buddies next door, come to get up here in the next 15 minutes. just want to thank everybody for coming again. It's our third year and definitely biggest ever. And definitely steadiest day for sure. So, the main reason we have a show like this, the Canadian Canada's motorcycle scene. Canada's motorcycle scene is because people are willing to drive out to the middle of nowhere in the Heart Smiler. All winter, all fights, go to the shows, the swamp meets. I know I recognize a bunch of people from the Red Deer Swamp. No one's been driving to the middle of nowhere, put the effort in. And what makes Canada known, or we go down to the States and Japan, Canada has a reputation because of that. This motorcycle scene is everyone amongst you. Let's say give yourself a round of applause. We're coming out in the drum, I know it's hard to tell. But you got to hear again, third year in a row. There's a lot of invasions. Kenny, Illustrating Customs finished the bike 5 a.m. On that Friday at 5 a.m. and hopped in the truck. Right here, yeah. Like, people are putting effort in, and we thank you guys for coming out again and making this show what it is. And the big reason we're able to do this show because of your guys' support. Buying stickers to win a bike. These bikes are kind of how we picture the venue, pay for a lot of the decorations, the insurance, and everything. Along with Pile of Bones being a great sponsor, beer-wise. Let's just keep beer at $5. It's something we want to always keep it at and not jack beer prices up, because that always sucks. So I know everyone is horny to see who wins this bike. The first one and this 1986 experience, someone in this crowd among you is going to win. We're going to draw names, and if you're not here, I'm drawing another name. And if you're, I don't know, if you went down the street, so take you back. So let's see how much total we got. 366 spots sold. So thank you guys so much for the support of the show. And both of these bikes supply your $100 sticker purchase. But that's what makes it feel good. So what we're doing here, we have balls, numbered raffle balls. They're all brand new in packages. We're counting out 366 right now. Andy, what do you want to do? We've got 300 in here. We're adding the final 66 balls. And we're going to start drawing. Someone's taking it home. Yeah. So the things work. Well, if you want to take that computer in, I'll check it. The list of everyone's name is on this Excel sheet. You're assigned a number automatically. You can check this out now. We're going to draw the number, find the number on the list.
You really don't. That guy ended up being here too. So, that never happens. We do raffles all the time, every year, and like rarely is what's next there. I mean, for out of whatever 10 prizes.
So this one is
Raffles for what? Like you bring the
November
and yeah.
old, yeah, we put sold there. Full frame block up here. This is the crowd somewhere. This is the construction. Granite powder coating the frames there towards the exhaust. Risers. This is the part of the also numbers. And the Sturgis is original paint, 1982. Nolan and Andy did a wrestler job on this ring and how it works. Y'all love it in? We get to go. Yeah, we take them out. So good job. Where do you got the truck in? So good job. Let's mix up that drum. Yeah, we're ready. Here we go. Careful, careful. This was a 1979 shovelhead chopper. Here we go. What's it gonna be? We get lucky on Valentine's Day. Woo!
360, no, 263.
263. 263.
Oh, Yelper.
If he isn't here, so help me. Right here, go Yelper. Oh, you want to sit on it?
Finally, I saw Harley.
Yeah. Should we do the second one or should we wait like 15 minutes? Or 20 minutes to do Number 2. You ready? That ball is down now. That ball is out of the drone. Here we go. Pick them up. Look at the someone in the crowd taking home a 1982 FXB.
On the back. Up in a bit, thanks.
What you got? 309? 309. Recent one here. Jared Mills. Jared Mills. Jared Mills, where are you? Where's he? Is Jared Mills in the building?
Redraw.
We'll give him a minute. Set a timer. Set a 2-minute timer. 2 minutes. It's like board 3. Yeah. Everyone set timers. We got 2 minutes. Levi, do you want to give us some music in the meantime? Like a Jeopardy music? Yeah, that on vinyl. Let's thank Vinyl Hang here. It's Ethan, Levi, Ben, Shane. Play music all day. Yeah, I go down there and This is why you just keep gambling. You just keep buying another ticket. Yeah, it's a countdown for Jared Mills. He's gonna be spinning with his pants down. Maybe he's in the bathroom. Here we go. 9 seconds. Got a minute. He is going to be pissed up on the course. Wait for Brian to get back. Brian's running down there and going to yell his name.
I'm biased. Draw it again. I just got the phone with him. He's not here.
What's that?
Here.
Not here?
I just got the phone with him. Draw it again.
Okay. Not here. He must be sold out. It's only 8 years. Do one more. 309 is over the drum. Roll it. Okay. Who's it gonna be? What's up next?
Grab that luck off fucking.
210. 210 was quite sold yesterday. Zach Baker. Zach, is he here? Zach Baker's here. Damn, you just won a shovelhead. Baker's in the building.
That's sick, eh?
Hey, you're running home and come on.
I'll have to, yeah.
Have you started?
Yeah, really.
I gotta look at that. Congrats.
Hi. Oh.
Want a picture with sit on?
Yeah.
Old time people. All and old time here. Here we go. Thank you guys. We're here in this building till midnight. And down the ramp closes at 8. Ready to drink beer and hang out all night. We'll be up here. We have food catered for 8 o'clock up here. Oh, the third Hot Motorsports. Hot Motorsports reached out. Offered you a prize.
The hell, man? Fuck yeah, dude. That's so fucking funny.
We also feel gas down and fix out gas. Get him on.
Yeah,
So really appreciate Hot Motorsports reaching out to us, offering the deals of the life.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Let's go. Podcast, Hot Motorsports. Actually, tires from Hot Motorsports. And into Thanks. They got oil. Good people. T77. Oh, Jason Bumbly. Jason Bumbly, I remember that name. Is he still here? Yeah, he is. Here he is. There's a grandma. Invite you to Storm Shot, 2 free tickets on February 21st back here. What do we got? Tuesday. Mike Hansford. Is there Mike Hansford here? Mike Hansford? Mike Hansford. And drawn up. Mike Hansford? Put a hand up if you're Mike Hansford.
I'm trying to come out. Very good.
Yeah, 348. That's the reason. Madeline Grove. Madeline Grove is here. It's your lucky day. You and a friend won. So enjoy the night. We got some food again around 8 o'clock coming here after downstairs closed, but enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy Pilot Bones' generous beer donation. And thanks everybody so much for coming and supporting the show. We'll see you all night. We'll see you next year.